So today I'm sitting watching YouTube and I'm looking at Hassan Piker interviewing this woman about elections in DC. She apparently won some primary or whatever, and they're talking about how um, things went on in different states. So I harkened back to the Maryland elections that took place not too long ago, and we had a plethora of people that supported the DSA. Now, I am not by any means a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. I am a straight up socialist and have been since the 1990s. However, he made a comment, and I know this is a joke. I hope this is a joke. And they were talking about Maryland and DC and Virginia and how they could converge for DC statehood. I believe that's what the conversation was about. But at any rate, he said, I don't even know where Maryland is. I don't even know where Maryland is. And the problem with the DSA right now is that they are making the same mistake the Democrats have made for 30 years by ignoring the Deep South. And when I say the Deep South, if you're south of the Mason-Dixon line and you have a large demographic of black people and you do not tap them on a daily basis and campaign every day, you lose them. This is how Democrats lost. This is how Hillary Clinton lost. This is how everybody loses. Everybody that runs for president on the Democratic ticket since Trump came into office. Actually, it was even before then. Black people and white people who vote for Democrats never run in southern states. Now, people could say, oh, they're red states. They've been gerrymandered. You know, the odds are stacked against us. But that is not what is important. You are public servants, and your job is to represent the people that you ask for their vote. Therefore, if you ask, you may receive. That whole plan, that whole public servant idea of running for public office is in reckless abandon by both of these parties. I don't even recall when the last time, maybe Obama did it. I can't speak to that because I don't have the record, but I don't remember the last time anybody running for president on the Democratic ticket spent as much time in the Deep South as they did in Washington, D.C., and Detroit, and Baltimore, and Chicago. And I can't even say now you already got those votes, because you don't, because you never produced. So that is not the model for the next election. Now, before I get started on this tangent, and half of it I don't even know if I can do with a straight face. This is the Woke Socialist Podcast. Please like and subscribe. It costs nothing. It moves us up in the algorithm so that you can get more of our content. And we do take donations now on Venmo, and I'm going to try to get that somewhere in the contacts. after I post this video. At any rate, so he says, I don't know where Maryland is. So I'm going to leave that at that. Then we're going to take this to a whole nother level. Do you know right now, people like HASAN Piker, and a few others, I'll put them at the top. Silly shit. Absolutely silly shit, like Maxine Waters and all that, is on a Trump blacklist of terrorists in the United States. Now, at a time where the average person cannot afford food, at a time where veterans' benefits are being taken away day by day, at a time where blue states that paid federal taxes in 2025 and 2026 still have to receive taxes from the congressional budget, at a time when instead of Democrats are addressing this issue, poverty, imminent poverty in America, on a greater scale since the Great Depression, they are choosing the fight for fascism. I kid you not. Democracy Now! Is a station that used to be on PBS. I think it still is. They're one of the targets of, basically, you're going to get locked up because you're speaking out. And this broadcast is considered domestic terrorism. I am considered a domestic terrorist. HASAN Piker is considered a domestic terrorist. YouTubers are considered domestic terrorists. And if this won't knock your socks off, the Amazon Union is considered domestic terrorists. That's who's on the list. Now, unlike the people that protected Anne Frank from going to a concentration camp in Nazi Germany, and Thurgood Marshall protecting black people with his college degrees, his leadership in the NAACP, and all the people who joined black, white, brown, or red, the civil rights movement, against exactly what we are seeing right now, with more than what was necessary to cause a revolution against Great Britain. Taxation without representation. Not only are we enduring that, but we are enduring domestic terrorism on the streets of the cities of the United States of America under a government that we fund through our federal taxes, with all of this going on. We don't have an opposition party in the Democratic Party in Congress anymore. The best thing you can do right now is let that go. Let it go. That's a thing of the past. All that is left right now is you and me. Now, let me tell you what you and me encompasses. You and me encompasses a generation of baby boomers that bought into what I call the pantsuit mafia. This thing that they claim they believed in. Women, equality. John Lewis, the civil rights movement. And even today, at this time, you got people that stood behind John Lewis, went to college with him, stood next to him in this government, and claimed solidarity with him. And the moment his ass was in the ground, they abandoned his legacy for money. And one of the greatest hypocrisies to the civil rights movement is Nancy Pelosi. And now joined by his lifelong buddy, James Clyburn. I never thought I'd see the day. Never thought I'd see it. It is absolutely disgusting to me. And every one of my relatives that were killed in the civil rights movement. Absolutely disgusting. At any rate, they doubled down. And I want you to understand something. While you go to the grocery store and consider if you have enough money to buy meat, if you don't have enough money to pay for gas, I want you to understand something. When you pay taxes to this government and then you elect people, they are called public servants. You elect them to serve you. In turn, you pay their salaries. Therefore, they work for you. They do not work for AIPAC or J Street or Donald Trump or the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. They work for you. And the problem with the United States of America is that we elect people and then we abandon our rights. We relent our rights. We give away our rights. We don't follow how they vote. We don't talk about what they vote against. All we do is think that because we cast a vote that we're doing something. No, you ain't doing shit except sealing your own fate, especially in this case. Now, the people I mentioned, James Clyburn and Nancy Pelosi, and I can just go through the fucking list. Absolutely. Double down. Because they make a whole lot more money than you do. And it ain't coming out of salary. A lot of it is coming out of insider trading and donations. But I digress. So what they do is they get you to vote blue no matter who. Remember the 2016 election? Where everybody made us fear fascism? And this is the most important vote of your life? What did you get? Fascism. Then you got 4 years of Biden trying to do something. And then what did you get? Fascism. Because what they do is they get voted into office and then they reach across the aisle to pedophiles, rapists, felons, people who pardon people that assault police officers, rape people in detention centers, blow up schools overseas, and then ask you the money to pay for it, and like a fucking fool, you do it every time. Every single time. Now let me tell you something about where you're headed. We don't have the same fate. Not by a long shot. Because I am not as stupid as you think. And for every one of me, there's 10,000 more. So I'm going to tell you about HASAN Piker'S tan suit moment. You remember way back in the day when Obama wore a tan suit and Fox News fucking blew the fuck up? Well, the same thing happened to HASAN Piker. So, I don't know if he did this, but back in the 1990s, before you dumbasses knew anything about a fucking Chinese suit, I knew this British man that went to China. And there were certain countries back then in the 1990s, because certain countries produce certain shit, unlike now, where America produces nothing, but I digress. He went to China. And it is a thing, if you have a little bit of money, just like having a lobster dinner for somebody like me, who doesn't have any fucking money, to go to China, get fitted for a suit and buy it. And you get your color, you get your fabric, all that. That was a thing. Okay, back when you broke dick motherfuckers were just voting for Democrats and Republicans because you didn't give a shit, there were people out there buying Chinese suits. Like I said, I don't know if that's how he got it, but that's my story about the suit. So anyway, he comes to Washington, D.C., HASAN Piker, and he does this speech in a college thing. I forget what it's called. But it was very important. It is an important thing. Don't let me minimize that. And he shows up with the suit. And they said it's a Marxist suit. It looks like a fascist suit. It looks like a communist, not fascist, communist suit. And it's all over the fucking news. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Now, ladies, I'm 54 years old. Okay, I'm an old lady. I'm not a fashionista. But whatever that motherfucker wears, he's hot as shit. Smoking. So I don't give two fucks what HASAN Piker was wearing. And nor should you. Don't buy into that. But anyway, alright, anyway, let me shut up. Anyway, that fucking suit was hot. And if he gets eyes on him with the suit, I'm all for it. Because it furthers our cause. But I just wish I was his age. Because he... Anyway. You wish, as Democrats and Republicans, that you could look like that. And have that kind of swagger. But you don't. Now, the fact that you don't have appreciation for good fashion is not my fucking fault. And you look like a fucking fool. Now, David Pakman gets on there and he's talking about, I mean, we can't breathe in Washington, D.C. on some days because of the pollution. We have fucking parasites in our food. And this is what they focus on. Yes, Democrats targeted HASAN Piker for a suit. And David Pakman is doing the same thing. So it is the war on the left. But here's the cold water. This didn't work in 2016 with the DNC forcing Hillary Clinton down our throat. It didn't work with calling Biden old so that you can kiss the ass of Donald Trump and the GOP. And it ain't gonna work now. You keep losing elections for a reason. And you're going to keep losing them. And it's funny to me because you just don't get it. The reign of the baby boomer generation is done. Gen X is no longer listening to you. And because you lied to us, we're coming for your fucking ass. And not only that, if you want to keep up with these Trump policies about how you're going to invade our homes in blue states after we paid for this land and we pay our taxes, don't get it twisted. We're going to remember this shit. And everyone, you motherfuckers are going to go down in history as traitors to the black race. You need the black and brown vote to win the next election. And that vote blue, no matter who, ain't going to work. You know what's going to happen? Democrats aren't going to win the Senate and the House. Socialists are. Yes, I said it. I said the thing. You don't have the manpower right now to keep what you have. And not only that, had the DNC given the nomination to Bernie Sanders, we would not be here right now. Not only do you not have the manpower to defeat fascism, you don't have the numbers. We do. This revolution is growing every day, and you can't fucking stand it. You can't lead, and you can't join, because you're stuck on yourselves. So it's time for the Democratic Party to get the fuck out of our way. In closing, I would like to say this. Good job to each and every one of you Gen X, Gen Z, and everybody else who has stood up in the face of death threats, people being assassinated on the streets, concentration camps, deportations, having your taxes stolen by the government, having your identity stolen by the government, and all those people who every day attack you on your YouTube channel, my hat's off to you. You are the real patriots and the warriors. And you absolutely need to keep on fighting. What's good in the hood is going to work for America. It's called unity, preservation, and liberation. This is the Woke Socialist Podcast. Keep on fighting. The warriors are coming.